right. Welcome. What's going on, fellas?
Not much. Trying to
Nice.
go M for M, Barlio.
What's up?
I say trying to go M for M.
M for M? No.
Man for man. No.
We got
I got the reference.
sorry. I'm not all here right now. Episode 18. Episode
Good
18.
morning.
I know, right?
Morning, that
It's
ass.
a long week. A short week, but a long week. But welcome to episode 18 of Cut the Mic podcast. As always, Gio, Eddie, myself, Braulio, co-host. Um, yeah. How's it going, guys?
How's it going with you?
Me?
Mr. Long.
Me?
Let's start it off with you.
Just real quick, as always, follow our socials down below. We're gonna start linking our channels in the chat soon, but YouTube, as always, YouTube is actually Cut the Mic podcast. Instagram is cut underscore mic, and our TikTok true to self as always. No, I think it was just one of those weeks, you know. It's like a 4-day week. Monday, coming off the long weekend. Beginning of the week is, the front end of the week, I guess, is just loaded up. And then by the end of the week, you're just like, can this week be over? So, I really don't have anything to complain about. I guess I don't know. This week was just long. Felt long, at least.
Just exhausted from work.
Yeah, it just felt long. It just felt longer than it needed to be. 4-day week, you expect it to be easy. It just felt longer than it needed to be. In my
And
opinion.
that's what makes it hard, like where you have to catch up on the work that you missed.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah. So,
Mhm.
but it's all right. We move on. As always, excited to be here. Fridays, these podcasts. Got something to look forward to. So makes the long week worth it at the end. But how's it going with you guys? How was your short week or not so short week?
I didn't really have a short week because a pizza shop didn't really care. Memorial Day was actually, Memorial Day.
Yeah,
right?
Memorial Day was Monday.
I never know the holidays, but yeah, that day was busy for me, and we had the regular staff, so it was just I was hustling and bustling. Um, Honestly, I've been hustling and bustling a lot lately. Like the Celtics games bring a lot of people and stuff, and it's not like again we don't accommodate for it. So, but yeah, other than that, I've just been working. Um, every day is a grind, so
Yeah, just
on that grind.
just that mode. Summer's coming, but we're grown now. Just the work never ends.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Eddie? How do you feel?
I feel the same way where you're expected to have, a short week, but just catching up on all the work. Yeah, having to prepare and plan for all that. A little tired, and I think I'm ready for the weekend.
Yeah, crazy.
Emotionally drained.
Crazy part too is like I feel like I didn't even, Memorial Weekend was nice, but I didn't do anything crazy. I wasn't out having fun. I was like had a few celebrations, spent time with family, but it's not like I went crazy. I know some of my coworkers, they were, drinking all week and suffering really at the beginning of the week, but
Mm-hmm.
I took it pretty easy and it still like affected me somehow. So I don't know. But I digress.
Yeah.
We move. Next week's a new week. Weekend's here.
Mm.
Time to catch up on rest. But
You gotta come, real quick, brother. You gotta come bowling with us though next time.
oh yeah. Well, you guys go too late. Like you guys just
Sure.
I'm an old man now. I'm in bed by 11 most nights. 12 the
All
latest.
right, we'll catch you on the weekend then.
Yeah. So, but speaking of the NBA, because you brought it up, I'd be remiss to not mention C's. Let's go. We're in the finals. We're back in there.
There we go.
Just found out last night too who their opponents will be. So I don't know. Any thoughts on the NBA finals predictions, takes? Let's start it off there.
You got that. Respect your
Well,
Mavs.
we talked about it. I'm surprised the Mavs made it all the way. I had a feeling they'd make it to the Western Conference Final, but I didn't like. I don't know. I just thought the winner out of the Nuggets Minnesota matchup would have came out of the West.
Mm-hmm.
But respect to the Maverick, Luka Kai. I mean, two of the best in the game, two of the best closers, if not the two best closers. Just excited for the matchup too, honestly, because two duos, the Jays and Luca and Kai going at it, and then there's multiple storylines within it. Porzingis used to be on the Mavs, Kyrie used to be on the Celtics. Like, I'm just excited for the matchup. I'll say it right here, right now. I'll claim it. Celtics in 6.
I see
Nice.
6 also.
Celtics in 6. I think what edges it out is the experience as a team that we have. Not saying, I know Luka did a bunch overseas, has tons of experience, and he's just him. But they got a rookie center. They got a bunch of new pieces that are new to the team, haven't been here before. Maybe Luka and Kai go crazy every game, but I'm banking on the rest of the team not showing up at least a game or two. So I think Celtics collectively, we've all been there. They have that experience. Not too long ago, we were in the finals. We take care of business this time around.
There we go.
What about you
Go ahead,
guys?
Uh, I think surprised. Genuinely surprised. I thought the Mavs would. I'm not surprised they beat the Thunder, but I'm surprised they beat the Wolves. I think it just showed the Wolves an experience with their leader. I think Ant just needs another year to develop and build some more of his stamina to last the whole postseason. Luka's been to the conference finals before and has a feeling of what it takes. So I think he might probably hit the wall next season, or in the next round, and he'll be back to the finals. But I still think our Celtics are going to win it all. It's a better matchup than the Wolves or Denver, honestly. So I think we should be the favorites to win it. And yeah, just disappointed with the way the Wolves went out. They didn't get swept, but gentleman's sweep is no better either. So it is what it is.
I think we're about 6-point favorites. I saw that. Yeah, so
They're like the first East favorite since like the Heat, in 2013.
Yeah.
And 11 or whatever. I have a couple things to say. One, I feel bad for Grant Williams. I keep seeing that like it's just, bro, he was on both teams and now they're in the finals and he's not gonna get any love for that. Like,
in the last year.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I feel so bad for him. There's no way there's not a part of you that's just like, it's like the smiley face mask and then you crying on the back. Like, there's no way you're not like that. Like,
real quick on that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, since he was with the Mavericks this season, if they win,
eligible?
Doesn't he get a ring at least? Like, doesn't he still?
I think it's up to the Mavs. Like, they could just say
okay.
fuck you and no, but
They might say fuck you and no, because my understanding is
think
that they
did not
didn't like him. Yeah.
It's like, damn.
Oh, okay. Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I heard he wasn't a fan favorite in the locker room, so it was easy to get rid of him.
He should have just kept quiet.
Grant Williams, you have to take him back.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not the worst, so it's not bad, but it's just, he got it done. It's just crazy how, like, it just worked.
Yeah.
Where he just was both teams, but somehow is not going to really be on either team.
He's just a little bit corny. It's okay.
Yeah.
And also what I was going to say is that I really do appreciate the, like, playoffs. Like, I don't watch too many of the regular season games, but I feel like you really see, like, obviously you'll get counter-stratted, like, in the regular season, but, like, now you're getting counter-stratted for, like, 7 games, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to counter you. And then you really see, like, what teams are made of, because it's just, I don't know, the Nuggets and the Wolves, like, they both kind of, like, in their own rights had, like, disappointing endings, so I just feel like you would expect those teams to be, like, oh, so good, but in 7 games when you have people, like, actually working on your weaknesses and the stamina part and the, you know what I mean? It's cool to see, like, teams actually, I don't know, just beat other teams that you wouldn't think. So,
Do you think
playoffs
it's
different?
Like, Jason Kidd was, I feel like, to me, I don't think it was like Jason Kidd is like out coached all these people. I just think that his star players just dominated a little bit more, and he got
Yeah,
out of his role players more than anyone
That's
else.
what I
You
think.
know,
That's what I think.
like
That's
it's
where I'll
like
give him
no,
as
I
credit.
great as
think
Jason Kidd is as a player, and like I feel like that's where it's like
you have to
I
enable
think
your team though. Also, like I feel like certain things like I don't know like basketball too much, but it's like if you're like the Wolves, they're probably expecting maybe a lot of like pick and rolls or something because they got tall people, stuff like that. Where it's like, all right, they're gonna go for this. Then like it is also your players like they gotta live up to the moment, obviously. You know what I mean? But it's like I feel like teams expect certain things or like they want to do certain, like their bread and butters, but it's like stopping them from that too also helps. Like,
I feel like the Wolves just lost gas. Like I'm not taking away from your point. Like I agree.
mm.
Um, I think it just adds to my disappointment where I think the Wolves coach is better than Jason Kidd. Especially after going 7 and beating Mike Malone, who's a hell of a coach. I think he's the second best outside of Eric Spoelstra in the playoffs. So it's just like I don't know. I think it's just credits to Luka and Kai. Who are cooking.
I'll say this, like I do like I agree. I think Luca is he's on a historic run right now. Like to be completely honest, look at his numbers. Like he's going crazy, and Kyrie's doing his part obviously too. But like when I watched the Mavericks, and this is what surprised me. Like I am watching Derek Jones Jr. and PJ
Yeah.
Washington, which I'll give a credit to PJ Washington because he's maybe more like that. I know for a fact Derek Jones Jr. is not like that shooting from the three. I am sorry to say it, but like he is not built that way. This is like Jason Kidd got exactly what he needed out of him. And to
It's
me,
basically like the Heat from last year.
that's
like,
that's where I gotta give him credit because like bro, you're gonna tell me Derek Jones is shooting like 60% from the 3-point line? Like no, he's not like that. I'm sorry, he's not. He's not. I don't mean to hate, but like I know he's
I'm
not like
gonna lie,
that.
yeah, he's
He's not
strictly a
like that.
dunker, bro.
Exactly.
And
So it's like, and then like having the guts to start like a rookie, a rookie center, his rotation, like I'll give Jason credit, and then the defense overall too. Like I'll give Jason Kidd some credit, but like I will agree with you. I'm not saying he's out coaching anyone. I don't see him out coaching anyone.
to be fair, I think if it was like any other year, if it's like not Wemby or Chet who got injured last year, I think Lively would have been rookie of the year. He was just that great and impactful, even before the playoffs. Like everyone was saying that. So
Yeah.
he's like a really really great rookie, and he's been showing up. So
Yeah. But
props to him.
banking on his inexperience to be their downfall. So sorry, Derek Lively.
The Celtics fans were very biased, but it's like
Yeah.
we obviously want the C's to win, but it wouldn't be the worst thing if the
Hey,
Mavs won.
and when Porzingis gets back, I mean that's what causes the real matchup problem for them. They don't have someone
Yeah.
as big as Porzingis, so it's
It'll be good for game 1 though, so I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's just I'm just hoping Drew and Derek step up, and
I feel like it's so
obviously
good to
not
be
gonna
true
stop
though.
them, but
Like the
No, I
Celtics
think
really
it's-
gonna win this. Like
it's ours to lose. I
Yeah,
promise you, it's
yeah,
ours to
it's ours,
lose.
yeah.
It is ours to lose. Not
it just
like,
I can't. I need to see it. Like I need to see game 5 or 6 or whatever. Celtics up 10 points in the fourth. 2 minutes left.
we have a few head case.
I need to see
situations,
that.
But like, if the Jays show up, or well, not. I think we just got to make sure that we just handle business all.
It's
all
a team,
48,
bro.
All 48, bro.
It's a team, bro.
Like don't let off the gas. Like don't.
Yeah.
Like we can't get into clutch situations with them because I feel like they have more clutch players than us.
A positive take I took out of the Pacers matchup, I felt like come clutch time we handled business. I know the Pacers were playing without their star player. I understand that they were playing, to be honest, a bunch of scrubs. But I feel like, in the past the Celtics have always struggled a lot to score in the closing minutes. This time around, like JB took it in his own hands. JT would contribute. Like
Yeah.
I saw some positives out of that, and I just think, usually how these things go, the best team all season, they tend to go win it all. Like, yeah, there's those fluky scenarios where maybe the best team, but like Celtics have been wire to wire the best team. they're rightfully the best, like the favorites right now.
I think like
That's-
even despite it like an injury like game 5 or something like that from somebody, we can still handle like we still have so many players. Like we just have
Yeah.
like it looks good. It just
And I deal like that's why, but also it's just like, no offense, but the Pacers are not like,
Yeah, I know.
you
I
know,
know.
like
I know.
it's
That's what I said.
it's you
They're-
know
they're playing
like,
bums, but
like they have 2 players realistically that should not be on a championship roster or like should not be starting on a championship. Well, I can't say that, especially if I'm saying Lively is playing the Biggies. But either way, it's just like when you have Aaron Nesmith and Nemhard, it's just like, you know, like those are not players where I'm just like, this is like we beat Nemhard and Nesmith, you know, and then even like the third when Hallie went down, you know, like we're supposed to we shouldn't have been in a close competition against guys like that.
yeah, I agree.
You know,
I mean,
so
but
it's just like
Celtics never dominate. That's the issue. They're just not.
but they'll win.
I'm not
They'll
even saying that
win.
they have to
That's right.
dominate, but it's just like, why is it squeaking like 2-3 point victories? You know, it should be like 5 or 6 where it's like close. Like, yeah, you got to keep your starters on. But I'm not even saying like they have to win by like 15 every time, but like it's just take care of business, I guess. Where it's just like it's games where it's just like the Pacers lost those games. It's not like the Celtics beat them like out of like we're just you know
There was a game or two where we won. That
just game 2. Bro.
that
Sorry.
magical 3 that JB made. You gonna tell me?
Maybe game 2, but like other than that, like all the other games, like Pacers probably should have won. You know, like we'd probably be still in the series right now. But it's a good thing that they didn't. But it's I don't know. We'll see. Believe in our C's. Believe.
We might be. It's tough because we're Celtics fans, so we might be biased, but we're also overly critical. Like, I got to remind myself, like I said, usually in these situations, the best team wins. We have been wire to wire the best team all season. We're rightfully the favorites. They just have to take care of business at this point.
We got the Garden behind us.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think
I don't know.
Jason Kidd is out coaching Joe Mazzulla. I'm not saying Joe Mazzulla will outright out coach Jason Kidd. Like, I just think this will be a good matchup. Adjustments need to be made, and ultimately it'll come down to the players as always. So
Yeah, I agree. That's true.
let's just see what happens.
Al got to make his 3. Derrick White got to make his 3s.
I'm excited for Al. He'll take a step back. Obviously, he'll have big moments, but I really hope KP comes back firing.
Yeah, it should be KP
Be
in
healthy.
there. And
That's
then,
true. Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
true.
Al going back to the bench might help our second unit a bit more because they were struggling in that Pacer series. So, which is a little concerning, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, yeah, we don't have I forget. Was it Cornell or Hauser that was missing those 3s like every like?
Hauser was not shooting, and Cornette's still injured, I think. So, like,
Okay.
that's another part. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
we actually have some good bench pieces that we're not really using. Like
Yeah.
that, which is crazy. So.
yeah. So,
but
yeah, Pritchard's doing his thing, I feel like.
he's doing things. He gets us a nice little 3 every once in a while.
Yeah, he always does his thing. So,
Xavier Tillman is great.
yeah.
He needs to get.
Yeah.
O'Shea Brissett played really well. Like that surprised me.
So we'll
Alright.
see. We'll see. We'll see
Yeah,
what
I
happens.
think-
We'll start next Thursday, so we'll get what next week's episode. We'll at least talk about game 1.
I hate that at work,
Yeah. So
but
we'll see how it goes, and let's hope the Celtics start off on the right foot. But that's the playoffs. I don't know. Anything else happened this week? I feel like
I mean, music wise, the J. Cole verse, Grippy, and then
I heard-
Eminem just
I-
dropped the song too.
I heard about
Who?
it, but I didn't hear it.
Eminem just dropped the song.
Oh yeah.
He's back to the some shady.
It's
Oh.
grippy.
I heard about it. I heard people were clowning it,
Oh.
but I didn't listen to it. But
It's not bad. It's just not good.
it's okay.
I just feel like it's just tone deaf. I feel like he shouldn't. I feel like he knew that was not like I don't
It's
know. that
not
shouldn't-
on brand. It's not on brand.
Yeah,
Or maybe it is. You know, respect my goal. It's fire. It's fire.
J.
He's
Cole's
trying
it's
to-
like
exactly.
after all this
J. Cole's
rap
is like-
beef,
It's new. It's new.
after all the
It's
rap
new.
beef for him to come out of that, it's just like I feel like it's not the. It just wasn't the move.
He's in his
It's
own
good.
lane. He was smart to get out of the beef. Let's not forget that. Like he
My goat,
knew.
my goat,
He
my goat.
knew.
J. Cole, my goat. He knew,
No
he's
J Cole.
OG.
Yeah,
Y'all
J
don't
Cole slander right
understand,
now.
the grippiness of is being, I get it, bro. It's grippy. Good for him.
I'll go check it out. I did see him. I did hear about it. I just was like, I was honestly just uninterested.
To be
I was
fair,
like, I don't care for this right now.
I think it's just J. Cole trying to stay hip, stay relevant. Like I wouldn't expect him to rap on a Cash Cobain beat anyway. So it's
And what's this Eminem? I didn't even hear about this.
Oh,
Slim
it's
Shady's
like
back.
it's basically like a Without Me Again, like part two, basically. Like I'm back. Guess who's back? It's literally Slim Shady. Like he's coming back with
Slim
that.
another
Shady.
failed attempt at a comeback, bro.
Like
I was
he's
gonna
he's doing
say.
like the crazy jokes. Like he said something about if I ask Meg for her feet, something like that, shoot at her feet or something.
I
Saying
don't.
stuff like
I
that.
don't mean to sound terrible here, but Slim Shady will never be back because he's not on drugs anymore. I'm sorry. It's the truth.
Crazy.
It's the
Well,
truth.
What I realized though, at least Eminem, like throughout the years, he's staying with Eminem's sound. Like Eminem always
That's
says,
true.
always like he never is gonna try to hop on like a drill beat or something like that, or like
Oh yeah, no.
I don't know.
He knows his lane. He knows his
Yeah,
lane.
like he sticks to that. Like he's still Eminem.
He's
Like
still
if
one
you
of
like
the.
Eminem,
He's still one of the best rappers. Yeah. I mean, for his generation, I think he's still one of the best. So.
It's a big day for people who graduated high school in 2009. I don't know.
that's them, not me.
It's all right. Marshall, I don't even. Yeah, at this point, is he Eminem, Marshall Mathers? Like, I don't know. Like you said, just maybe it's time to hang him up. I don't know.
That's all him.
It's all right. It's all right. I don't know. Anything else happened this week? I feel like Memorial. How was Memorial Day for you guys? Did you guys do anything other than work? I know we talked about it, but you go
Went on a hike.
honor our troops. No. Okay.
That's a good segue. I like that. That's a good segue.
Okay. Well, speaking of
There we go.
speaking of our troops, let's just get right into our main topic today.
Yo, that was really good.
Being in the theme of Memorial Day and a lot of events going on in the world, we're gonna talk about it could be a sensitive topic. I'm gonna try to not be too insensitive about it, but war, which is always around. It seems to be like in our human nature to always be warring. Obviously, there's these, usually most of our lives, there's been these disputes going on in the Middle East right now, primarily Israel, Palestine. I'm sure you guys are aware of it. I mean, quick overview. There's land over there that these two, Israel and Palestinians, have been fighting over for centuries at this point. Hamas, which is a Palestinian movement, kind of came out, and Israel was not happy with the things they were doing. So Israel responded in a big way, and here we are many months later with a bunch of atrocities going on. War happening, and it's not just this one area. Obviously, it's all over the world, but we're just going to share kind of our thoughts, our experience with difficult times like this. So conflicts of similar nature to this. But I don't know. There's a lot. We can go a lot of ways here, guys. Where do we want to start?
I guess I'll start. I don't know. I would just say that I don't know. We're so advanced and we're so aware and all this other stuff, but I still feel like some people, like some countries and stuff, still see things as like we're gonna take things by brute force, like they're pirates or something, like what I mean, like not civilized, or like let's work towards this, or let's what I mean, our leaders get with your leaders or something. Where it's just like right now it just seems like they're just brute force ravaging, killing people, and just like we're gonna take this land, like we're gonna what I mean. And it's just kind of sad that I don't know that we still doing stuff like that, like
Edmund,
No,
what
yeah.
do you think?
I think it's the argument case was self-defense. But when you've been antagonizing a group of people for years now, nonstop, and where you're doing more than you have to, it starts to become genocide, which it is at this point. Israel is committing genocide, atrocities against Palestinian people, and I guess it's very disappointing that we have folks who are supposed to be our leaders here that are supporting that. Uh, and I think just sending billions of dollars in aids to an effort that is not even trying to end clearly. I think it's very hard. I feel like there's obviously like a whole lot of different nuances and things. But I feel like you just got to call a spade and like how you see it. I think I'm not fully educated on everything, but based on what I've seen, I think that's what I think. And I think that I don't know. I'm against war, but I understand that it's a part of the world that we live in now. It's a very lucrative business, and it's unfortunately the sad reality that we live in. So I guess, yeah, those are my first few thoughts on it, and I'll let you go about it. And then we can just...
No, I agree. I'm also not for war. I would even classify myself as a pacifist, to be honest. Um, I've never once looked at a war and be like, oh, well, thank God we have this war going on. Like, even if it's quote unquote an attack on the homeland here in the States, like, it's unfortunate, lives are the unfortunate cost of all of this, of war, but that's exactly why I'm not for it. Like, human lives shouldn't be put at cost or be the byproduct of war. Too many lives being lost, and just I think the thing that also resonates with me too is like, this is kind of going on a tangent, but like I feel like that's why humans have evolved to such a fucked up state that we're in. It's like after centuries and centuries and centuries of war, like future generations suffer for that. I mean, it's not a revelation or anything. Like, we know that to be true, but I just think of like, imagine if we haven't been warring for as long as we have, where we would be. We've already made it this far with war, so advanced. Yeah. So imagine where we would be without war. Like, who knows?
I feel like war, if it's like, to take over the oppressor, like a revolution or something like that, then that's different. But I feel like the wars where it's like, yeah, like I'm taking your land, or like I don't like you people or something like that. Like, those kind of things are like crazy. And also just for me, it's not just like the immediate impact. It's also like they destroy their art, their culture. Like, they like take these people's history sometimes. You know what I mean? And it's like, after the dust settles and everything, like, is it really worth it? Like, is it really like, I don't know. It's just like you only see your life or like your way of living as the respectable way. You don't respect their way of living or stuff and stuff. Instead of trying to like civilly.
That's the thing. I mean, it's all closed-mindedness. Like, I just think if people were open-minded, like, just think of like, I mean, I can't. There's been so many wars throughout history, but like, how many of them could have been easily prevented from just someone having an open mind? Just think about that. Mm-hmm. Like, having a conversation with someone or spending the day with someone and realizing like, it's actually not that bad. Like, this isn't a existential threat to my people. Like, these are just normal people just trying to live their lives. They're really no harm to anyone. And then
as long as we mind our business, they're gonna mind their business.
Exactly. Like,
I mean, I don't know, the way
we're in everyone's business though, and like we rely.
Well, so America, much,
yeah. And like, I think it's just like,
that's the one thing I don't like about this country.
It's very hard because it's we've built our relationships on being able to support other people. I think it's just like, it's like a show of strength, It's like we're supposed to be this, I don't know, an ideal world, probably like this neutral governing body that's like helping push world peace and all these things, and like it's on us. I
Mhm.
feel like sometimes, but maybe it shouldn't be anymore. Um, or like maybe they just do it so like other powerful countries don't get that power. I think it's like always a fight between Russia and China on who has the most control for certain different things, and I feel as if war is the biggest tool to. Also, it just makes too much money,
I was gonna
to
say
be at war.
that's the
It's
big
just
that's the big
yeah,
excuse they use. It's like, oh well, if we don't fund our military and have this defense and all this, like we're gonna now be taken over by the communists, and we're no longer
Mhm.
a free world, a capitalistic society. We're no longer this, that, and the third. And it's just like, is Russia and China really gonna come over to us and just like they might? Don't get me wrong, they might, but like it's not gonna happen overnight. You know what I mean? It doesn't like I don't know. I mean, just have a conversation, talk to these people. Like, don't just flex your weapons and your everything else. Like, I
it's
don't
actually
know.
so crazy where these countries are so small in size, but they have so much. Like if you
Mhm.
look at like obviously like the world map that we have now, it's not really true to the size of how they really are, and I feel like it's all a facade where it's just like they want to stay in power. You know, it's like places that have all these resources. I guess like Africa, Central America, and like South America. Like a lot of these places that are larger and who have the resources to be powerhouses, like they were
Yeah.
systematically suppressed so that they can't have these resources.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
And that's why I disagree with. Like I said, one of the things I don't like about this country is that how we're in everyone's business, and the excuse is always like, "Oh, we're just spreading our good knowledge and our good wealth with everyone else, and we're trying to make domestic relations or sorry, international relations with these countries." But I'm like, America always has an agenda. Like, it's like historically it's been proven. Like, personally, anecdotally, where I come from, Central America, half of Central America's problems are because of America, the United States, like United States of America. They spent the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s doing what they wanted down there, and that's why there's so much corruption in the governments down there, because they've
Yeah.
never been able to stabilize anything, and America was the one stirring the whole pot the whole time. Like, they're not innocent in any of that, and it's just, to me, why are you involving yourself in things like that? Like, just focus. We have enough issues at home. There's enough like a few years ago people were saying there's a civil war here. I didn't believe all that, but like there is enough tension here in the
Don't
states.
be. You
Focus.
never know.
I
It's
know,
never.
but like focus at home. Like, let's get our shit together here before we go out and trying to fix other people's problems. And at the same time, don't, like, to your point, don't fund genocide. Just, I'm not like, maybe you don't have to go out and actively stop it, but don't enable it.
Do you
Like,
think being the most diverse place in the world sort of forces us to be involved in all of these different
yeah, I mean,
international situations?
that's the, I feel like,
I don't know. Go
Because
ahead.
no,
like
you
a
can go
lot of
ahead, Joe.
people are like,
I'm just gonna say, like, ideally, yes, America can be that place, but I feel like Braulio said, like, we gotta worry about ourselves. America is flawed in the country. You know what I mean? So like, they're gonna be flawed when they go out. Like, there's no. It's not like we're a perfect country, or not, or not. I would never be perfect, but like, there's just so much of America's like that they got in their closet that of course they're doing stuff to other countries that we don't know about or that they're trying to hide. So, like, it's just they're not the right people to lead, or maybe they
list.
are, but exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Maybe they are, but like, I feel like America's tried with like the UN and stuff, and like we've tried to, like, bridge everybody together and stuff. So maybe it didn't work now, maybe it'll work later, and maybe we do get some kind of, like, where America maybe might be the majority governing body or something, but like we bring unity and stuff where people can voice and not fight war or something.
You guys see this side tangent, but you guys see your boy Trump got charged. Our next
34. That was
our
that was
next
the biggest.
our next president is about to. That just happened to him. Like
So that's
that just
America's
says
flawed.
that just I was gonna say that just tells you everything you need to know, just right then and there.
That's our
Wins,
leader.
though. Wins.
He's gonna win. No, bro, he's swayed the black vote now. He's swayed.
I'm not rooting for him. I'm not saying like for sure he's gonna win,
Yeah,
but like I'm not gonna be surprised when he wins.
Bro, he's going against Biden. Nobody likes Biden. Like nobody, bro.
I think
It's so bad.
Biden did more
I think
damage
if-
to himself these last few years than help himself out.
Yeah. One big thing, it's just war. It goes back to that.
And back to this whole Palestine versus Israel conflict. Like this is at the tail end of Biden's time in office. This is what people are going to remember going into the next election, and he's been heavily criticized on how he's been handling it. So it's like this is what people are gonna vote, how they're gonna vote. This is how they're gonna think when they vote. So it's like
But
he's not
to me,
helping
though,
himself out.
I think there's a little bit of like puppeteering in the background where Biden really couldn't do anything, even if he wanted to. You know what I mean? Like it's the way they wanted to push it, where it's like, we gave you Biden, guys. Like he's not doing shit. Now we're gonna give you Trump, and we might even give you somebody else next. Like you know what I mean? Like
It's
I don't
always,
know.
it's always interesting. How do you think Trump would have handled this? Like this whole conflict in his.
He's
I
a-
don't think
they're
he would have done anything different. I think he
They're
would've-
figureheads. I feel like there's
Yeah.
not them running it. Like I don't know. The government. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Hmm.
It's always fishy to me how the world be working, or America be
The
working.
one thing I feel like I agree with you. I don't think Trump would have done anything like too specifically different. The one thing I could just see him maybe do is like Trump doesn't back down to anyone, any other world leader. Like Trump's the type like I'm big dog and I'm gonna let you know I'm big dog. Like he's gonna flex that I'm the leader of the free world title to anyone, and like he might have like been more stern with Israel and be like, all right, we're gonna stop sending you money. And that's that. Like Biden might have been like, "Oh, we're gonna stop sending you money, but like, understand, like, I'm in a pickle here." Trump's just gonna be like,
Yeah.
"No, I'm not sending you any more money," and that's that.
I think it's like the packaging would have been different. Where it
That's
was
fair.
flair, I guess, or dramatic somehow.
Oh yeah, Trump would have definitely made it more
I
dramatic.
think that's all it would have been different. Where, because like at the end of the day, it's just money speaks, and they're getting a lot of money to support this cause. So it's
Yeah, money, weapons, a bunch of shit. So
I mean, speaking about sorry to go back to the Trump thing. Like, supposedly he's gonna get like a lot of money. He's gonna get fined a lot of money or whatever. Like they're gonna take, So maybe that impacts him in his campaign somehow. I don't know. They're gonna. That's the only way they come for him. There's money.
that's true, but he's also a billionaire, so don't think you really need billions to run for president. Just need a good couple
True.
mil.
You already did the campaigning. The hard part in the beginning, like
Exactly.
2016.
So
just bringing it back. I think the one thing I will say though, we have this trillions of dollars with a war budget. I wish they did more to take care of the vets, and like it should be accommodated for, where there's too many issues like mental health, substance abuse,
Mhm.
homelessness crisis with like military vets, and obviously they have the VA, but I feel like there's not enough done to take care of them after they're giving their life and soul, and like there's more regulations where maybe wait until someone is 21 and it's like not as predatory, to get some young people to be in the military and just doing these things. So I don't know. There's a lot of flaws with our system.
I feel like by nature, like the way they get people in the army is like fight for your country and like do all this stuff, and it's like it's more of like I don't know how to explain it, like not a win now mindset, but it's like get you in, get you trained, do all this for us, and then like once you're good, like you're done, it's like all right, send them off, like you know what I mean? Go, like we're done with you. Let's get the next soldiers. Let's win this
It's not
war.
even the case anymore. I feel like
We
they
need
do
our
it, like-
shooters.
Like I feel like they also do it where it's just like here's a better life for you. Like we'll be able to pay for your school. We'll be able to. We'll get you a Camaro. You know, come serve with us for a few. You know, like they
Get you a
incentivize it.
Hellcat.
Where I don't think patriotism is like the leading factor in like wanting to join anymore. It's just creating circumstances where it's like this is the only pathway to a better life. You know, and like sometimes it provides structure. Yeah, it's I don't know.
And that
It's
was
very predatory.
yeah, that's what I was kind of alluding to earlier. Like to your point, you know, us not treating our veterans or looking out for them on the back end, like that's what I'm saying. It just leads to just more future trauma, future problems, future like that's why we've gone to the point where humanity, or at least this country, is just so fucked up. Like people are just like, honestly, sometimes I just think like, why is everyone so fucked up? You know, like not saying like I'm perfect and I'm not like I'm including myself in it. Like everyone just seems to be like just mentally not okay, and I just feel like why are we at this point? And the only thing I can think of is like obviously you go through life and you deal your things, but generationally speaking, generation over generation, it's like war traumatizes people, disables people, make people go, you know, not to crazy or lose, you know, whatever. Like it's just so much, and it's like what good is war doing really? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, nah, those videos be crazy, bro. Like the rubble, and they find somebody like under the rubble or something like blown up.
And even just like to the ones who like are fortunate enough who serve and get out unscathed, just them witnessing it fucks them up. So it's like it's really just like why you know like I don't know. Like this is why I say you know I'm a pacifist. Like to your point earlier, Joe, I wanted to bring up you when you said like you get why people do it when they revolt and there needs to be revolutions and uprisings and stuff like that. Like I mean, as a pacifist, again, you would say like I'm not for it, not war. I would really just say like there could be better ways of doing it, better ways of peacefully getting to a solution where you know you do still successfully lead a revolution, but in peaceful
But
ways.
that I think that will take account but that's what the problem with America. Like I get what America does sometimes because it's like you can't trust Israel to like let Palestine have that, like you know, like and just like for them to settle it amicably, like there has to be like a third party or somebody to take account or take like accountability and make sure things go right, and they don't just like fight each other and stuff. So it's tough.
Is America really that person though? Like we've already
I don't
fucked
know.
up enough Middle Eastern countries. I'm not saying specifically Palestinians, but like if I was on the Palestinian side, would I really want calling for America to help me out? Like, you know, like I don't know. I don't know what country.
But
I'd
just
be
in
calling.
general, it need like back in the day, like I don't know if Russia was trying to get land or something. Like I don't know. Like whenever America stepped in, like to help some people, like there needed to be somebody to help them because it's like you would just let this big old country take over and do whatever they want. So it just needs to be like accountability for every country. But America's too powerful and nobody's like accounting them. Like
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's this is where we gotta remember, and I like those movies that like remind us, like you know, we can have all these tensions here on Earth, but like when an existential out of Earth threat comes, it's like now it's about humanity. You know, like I like those movies because it's like it's true though. It's like, bro, we're all human. We're all team human.
When the aliens come out the ocean.
When the aliens finally come to get our asses, like now we gonna be like we need to help each other. Like yeah, I hope so. I really do because I'll be concerned if America's like nah, we're gonna just take care of it in home. We're fucked in that case, in my opinion. Like the aliens gonna come after us first. If they're smart, they're gonna go after the most powerful first, so then they can just pick off the weak ones. Like America's fucked. So I don't know.
I mean,
when they attack, it's always just the U.S. though. That's like
exactly.
That's the Earth.
That's well,
in
I
the
mean,
movie.
it's because we're watching American movies, but exactly like
I
it's
mean,
just,
it's like the same thing. Like when you watch anime, it's Japan. Like
Yeah.
Japan is like
exactly
the world is being attacked, and it's just like a
Yeah.
picture of Japan or something.
small ass
I get
island.
what I want to say, like, so, you know, war is happening, But as a 2024 citizen, what can we do to do our part instead of being in the war, but like do our part? That's my question. Like, because back in the day, like, I don't know, like Berlin Wall or something. I feel like, you know, people like went to the Berlin Wall or something like that. Like you know what I mean? Like there was
protests.
going to these
Yeah.
places, like. But nowadays we just post. So.
It's sad to say. I'll admit it. Like, part of the reason why I don't use social media, I like to stay ignorant to these things, because it's disheartening to me. I do, like, it does affect me. You know, every time I see something like this happening, again, this is how I know, like, I'm team humanity. Like, it saddens me to see these people and know that it affects so many more people than just the ones that are being directly affected by it. Like, and just being constantly bombarded by it on the news, social media, whatever. It's just too much sometimes. And, you know, might not be the popular opinion. Like, I just ignore it all and put the blinders on and focus on me. But, you know, trust me, if I had the means, the popularity, the influence, the money, I would be doing something. I would be doing much more. I'm just working towards that, and that's not an excuse for myself. There's obviously things you can always be doing, but, you know, like I've told you guys before, that something like this has happened so many times in the past, and it will continue to happen in the future. It's just like, it's too much to keep up with sometimes, and I don't know. I just keep hoping and praying that humans will learn one day, and all I can do is, like, spread the message here now, like, you know, pacifism, choose peace. Like, I don't know. Did we lose Eddie? Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Sorry, I was drinking water. Went down the wrong pipe, but I didn't want to. I'm sorry.
But what about to Gio's question, Evan? What do you think? You feel like, what should you be doing in this day and age?
I think there's a lot of performative activism, which I'm assuming you alluded to on Instagram, where you see a lot of people perform or like just posting things, which I think is like not bad in theory.
It's needed,
good, you know, bring awareness. You know, it definitely is. You know, it's just like make sure that you don't forget. But I think it's just like the next level of action is like where people are lacking. You know, where, for example, I saw a post where someone slid up on someone's thing. It was just like, hey, what is Rafa? What's going on? You know? Instead of helping educate someone, they were just like posted the screenshot of that. Like, are you serious? You really don't know? And it's just like, there's not, like, I don't think it's for the sake of actually educating people, and it's just for the sake of, it's cool to be, I guess it's like they're making it seem like it's cool to be like an activist. You know, they're making activism be cool instead of it being a movement, instead of it being a lifestyle where it's just like you're out in the streets protesting, you're out going against some of these things that people are, you know, protesting against. It's just like you can't say stop this and like you're still supporting partners of this. You know, it's just like you're getting Starbucks or something. Who was like one of them? You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Or it's just like we want to stop child like sweatshops, but I'm wearing Nike all the time. You know, where it's just like the next level of it's too. In order to stop a lot of this, it would have to inconvenience us too much, and at the end of the day, we're too selfish, like me included. Where it's just like, do I wish, you know, child laborers had better care and better systems put in place to protect them? Yeah, but I also like wearing Nike, so it'll take sacrifice and like taking that next level of stopping. You know, it's just like, and it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. Like, you know, you could care about multiple things at once, and I feel as if people don't have the capacity to care enough to actually make meaningful and impactful change.
So, what's funny is I think literally what you got to do is putting into a damn like TikTok challenge. Like if it's a dance TikTok challenge, people are gonna do that shit. You know what I mean? Like real quick, if you do, like, say it was like, I don't know, like go on a hunger strike or something for Gaza or something like that. Like made that a fucking TikTok like challenge, people would do that shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like weird. Like people won't do it for a cause necessarily, or like strong enough like emotion for a cause, but like I swear to God, like a challenge or something where everybody's doing it, it's like, oh, let me feel cool and do this too. That's weird.
Just want to point out one thing that you said. Like when I say, and I agree with you. I think it's important that people post stuff on social media, and not to kind of take away from the like what's trendy or whatever, but like people that are actually out there posting and sharing information constantly. I'm okay with people doing that. All I'm saying is that for me personally, when I view it, it like understand I am paying attention. I am seeing it, and I'm seeing it so much that it's affecting me. Now, I understand the importance of it, but also I feel like people don't understand their audience all the time. And it's like most times you're really posting to people who are already aware of what's going on and aware that, people tend to be in circles of like-minded people. So it's like, who are you really reaching out to and showing and informing of this information? It's like you should be trying to reach the people who don't understand this or don't agree with you. That's where I feel like there's that lack of like, it's like yes, I've seen you and then like 6 other people I follow post the same thing, and I get it at this point. I understand because I'm aware and I'm paying attention. But now it's just so much that it's just affecting me, and I'm just tired of seeing it because I'm just like, this is awful, and I don't need to see the same clip of a kid getting blown up 6 times in one day, 6 times in an hour. I don't need to see that. I'm sorry, but I don't. Like I get the message at this point. It's awful. That's where I like get upset when I see those posts all the time. I understand the importance of it, but people need to understand their audience. You got to understand who you're posting to. It's like I see all these people saying like and then it does, like you guys said, it does become like a trendy thing, unfortunately, because then it's like the whole recent like Rafa, what's going on in Rafa, it became like people were posting that screenshot, and then now people who've been posting for months are saying like, oh well, now you guys want to pay attention. Now you're like, what does it matter? If you're
be happy
exactly, if you're so with
yeah.
the cause, if you're so down and committed, you shouldn't be saying like, oh, now you guys want to post. Like, no, you should be happy that people are posting that now. So I don't understand like what is your purpose then? Like how committed are you? Because why are you questioning what other people are doing? You should be happy that more eyes and more attention. Because like I said, these are the same people you're posting for. So what? It was cool when you were doing it and just you were doing it, but now that everyone else is doing it, it's like, oh well, where have you guys been? Like, it shouldn't matter. It should not matter, and I just don't understand why that's a thing. But yeah,
Counterpoint though, maybe if the 6 people didn't post it in the hour or whatever, would we even be talking about this right now?
That's a good point. Yeah.
So it's like maybe it worked and it elicited conversation from people who none of us are really posting on what's going on. Obviously, like we care about it and we have our sympathies with, everyone that's like impacted and affected. But at least we're talking about it. So maybe it's a good thing that the 6 people did post. And hey, now it's just like, what do we want to do about it? I guess what do we do moving forward?
I mean, I already said, and it's not an excuse. It's just more of like, I truly believe to instill true change, it's like you need influence, money, power, something, all of which I lack. So it's like, yeah, I can boycott Starbucks. I don't drink Starbucks. I don't drink coffee. I'm sorry. I said this before. I don't do it often. I'm going to still buy McDonald's. I know. Kill me. But, like, it's McDonald's. Wow. It's McDonald's, bro. I'm sorry. Kill me, though. I know. But, like, I don't know. I have blindness to things like this. Like, I don't know.
I feel like it's just like Edmund said earlier. It's like it was more of a selfishness towards us. Like we are because if that was the case, like you would have to devote your life, like you would immediately go help people in Gaza, and then after that you would go help the next cause. You would go help. Like if that is your life, like that is, you know what I mean. If we're humans, like, and we didn't have our own selfish goals, like we would just be doing that all day, like you know what I mean, helping people because it's like.
It never stops. Never ends.
It's like you can live your life, but then you can always say like somebody else is doing worse than you, or like there's people in war here and like stuff like that. So there's a level to it. Like you don't have to like necessarily be like an activist or a vigilante or something like that. Like, but it's like the base level is posting it, and then there's like a couple levels that donate some money.
I feel like
The
yeah.
basic thing is like if somebody is pro Israel, you know what I mean. Don't allow that speech to be carried or something, or like those things help to. But yeah, I don't know. Like there's levels, and obviously we want to be at our we want to go freaking help the people, but that's also not possible, or as possible. Can't do it.
Like I feel like donations has always been my way of helping, or like my impact. Like even like Black Lives Matter movement, donate to funds of people who went to jail for protesting, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Different things like that. I feel like donations has been really more of like my way of helping, or like took Albert to like a protest once. We didn't like actually out there protesting, but we drove by just to show and educate and stuff like that. So it's like trying to pay it forward to the next generation has always been my way, or just paying. But it's also like hard where I think it details on the, I don't know if it's selfish, but it's just like, how can I go pay and support one effort when I got people around me who are struggling? Some of that money could be more helpful and more useful to them as well. There's only so much money that you can give that could really help. So it's just like it's just very hard to find a meaningful, impactful way to help all the time.
Yeah,
it's tough. Posting is like the only way of coping and figuring out how based on posting, I guess. So, maybe we need to post more. If we could post LeBron James being the all-time leading scorer, why can't we just post that? Hey, Gaza needs our help right now. Palestinians need our help. But then it's just like, are we not going to post about the Congo? Are we not going to post about Ukraine? Are we not going to post about, So it's just like, at what point is it like, we're not going to post about homelessness? Or I don't know. It's
exactly. It's mad homelessness.
It never ends. That's what I said.
It's like what I feel like. You'd be down with your cause, and then you have to just accept that some people aren't as into your cause as possible, but it's just as long as it's about your fulfillment and about your purpose. If you feel like your purpose is to do this, then
yeah, I agree. That's what it is. It's purpose. This later, I guess, half of this conversation. You know what it reminds me of? I don't know if you guys watched those Euphoria episodes that came out during the pandemic. It was like those random 2 episodes that were in between seasons.
At the diner or whatever.
Yeah, that diner episode to me still, I don't know why it just spoke to me. I think it's just one of the best written pieces of television I've seen in a while. And what it reminds me is when Homeboy was giving the speech and saying like everything's a fucking revolution these days, like everything. But like what happened to the days where things were real revolutions, where people literally put their lives on the line, committed their lives to one single purpose to make change in this world? I think that's the problem with the generation. I agree with that. I think that's the problem with our generation. It's so quick to just hop trend to trend, revolution to revolution to see what's cool, what's hip. But then it's like, did we not forget Ukraine was like a few years ago? Are we ignoring what's going on in the Congo, like you said, Edmund? The homelessness here in this country? Like, it's just whatever's relevant at the time you're going to post. Let's not forget, like, there's other shit going on in the world. Like Gio said, pick your purpose, stick with it, dedicate your life to it if it matters that much to you, and try to see a better world, try to make some change. Like, I don't know. That's what it reminded me of. That episode I've seen it like 5-6 times, to be honest, because I always like going back and just, especially in times like this, just listening to it, because I feel like it just speaks to so much more. Obviously, this came out during the pandemic where
is it on HBO?
Certain things are going on. Yeah, it's on HBO. It's a Euphoria episode. It's literally Zendaya and I think it's her sponsor in the show. I forgot his name.
He's a good actor.
Yeah. It's her.
Might have been in The Walking Dead, or I don't know, something. He was in something else. Yeah, he's familiar.
His character. He plays her sponsor. Zendaya's character's sponsor in the show, and they're at a diner for the whole episode, and it's just a one-on-one conversation, nothing else. That's the whole episode. And at one point he goes into a real ass conversation about what it means to dedicate your life to something and change it. He was talking about sobering up to her, but it applies to so many things, because it's true. Yeah. Like, once you can dedicate yourself to one single purpose, I mean, you can
And
start
be
making.
all into that.
You can,
And then,
yeah, fully dedicate yourself all in. You can start making real changes in this world. And as we've been saying, like, we're
Kind of
all,
gives me like inspiration, but
yeah, we're all unfortunately just selfish to a degree where it's too inconvenient sometimes. So it's hard to dedicate yourself to one singular purpose. But
I mean, but at the same time, it's like we have like for me, I don't know, like personally, I'm doing like you deal with your own shit, but then it's like I'm helping my family too. Like, I feel like I'm helping my dad get through whatever he's going through and stuff like that. And it's like like my purpose is to help people, but it's like within my reach too. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So,
everyone has their own battles going on in life. But
mm.
yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, it's hard. We, as everyone said earlier, like we all our hearts are with all the lives being affected in any of these scenarios that we talked about. I know we said we were gonna talk about war. We kind of derailed a bit, but I don't know.
I mean, war in 2024. I feel like
like
Yeah.
this is all encompassing.
Yeah,
I think
so-
it all relates.
I don't know. Anything else to say on this topic? I guess.
no, I just wanted to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know.
Look at the world, like just
Fucked
thoughts
up,
and-
fucked up world we live in.
Yeah,
That's all I gotta
just-
say.
hope things get better in all the places.
And also, just one last thing is that technology is getting crazier. So like these freaking bombs, and these drones and stuff, it's not even war anymore, bro. It's like the person's playing a video game, but playing with lives. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not even. It's crazy
I
now.
think
We got the
that's-
better bomb now. Like, you know what I mean?
That's what makes it scary. Like you said, like it's like you're no longer actively on the front line. Well, maybe some are, but not everyone is actively on the front line shooting someone and seeing it in real. Now you're just behind a camera on a controller.
But that might
Just,
desensitize.
and that just might desensitize, like, and who knows where that leads. Like that's just gonna fuck up your mental somehow, some way, and just again future generations. Like it's just, it's all bad. It's just all bad. It's all bad. So.
It won't get better. That's like war in general won't get better. It'll get worse. So it's like you gotta prevent it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Peace, man. Just have some conversations. Work it out. Like, just agree not to fight. I don't know.
Hope it gets better, but
yeah.
it's not looking too good.
Yeah,
Even other places like Haiti too. Going on with them.
a lot of shit going on. It's
Yeah,
unfortunate to
everybody, yeah.
say, but like I said, this to kind of wrap it up on the Palestine Israel thing. This has been going on for quite literally hundreds of years. If you look in the
Yeah.
history of this, this is not anything new. We spoke on it before, but I just feel like this is unfortunately just another instance of history repeating itself. Hopefully, it comes to an end in a peaceful manner this time around. But who's to say? You know.
Yeah.
Well, that might wrap it up. Bit of a sensitive topic here. Hope we didn't bum anyone out too much. Hopefully you took a thing or two out of
Cut
this.
the mic. Cut the mic.
We'll cut the mic on
Yeah.
ourselves right now. Maybe next week we'll talk about something more goofy or more upbeat. But yeah, I know.
I mean, it's just I feel like we need to talk about it. We gotta talk about everything. So.
Yeah. Gotta let you know how we feel sometimes, and yeah, just like I said, educate. Maybe you got something out of it. I don't know.
The way I see this podcast, like that we do, is like eventually, somebody's gonna find this and it'll just give somebody an insight on three males in this century, how their thoughts and events they went through and stuff. I don't know.
This is our time capsule.
podcast. Yeah, pretty much. Like, if nothing works, like, this is our time capsule. Like, we'll always have, like...
We'll get to enjoy this in 20 years, us three. We'll sit down and just listen
We'll go
to
back
ourselves.
through the YouTube and just say, look at our thought process back then. And then
Yeah.
So,
So,
and we're always glad that you guys joined us for the journey. So, yeah, go
we'll have
for-
clips, too, so
Yeah.
we'll figure.
Go
I'm running for
follow-
president. Don't use this against me.
Yeah, this shows you a good person. I feel like we're all good people.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. This just like I said, you say
I'll have to be extreme in one direction though. To be
Well, when we have the strippers episode, we gotta.
yeah,
That's
crazy.
that's the issue.
that's my vice.
Club stories.
Edmund's gonna campaign on one thing, and then they're like, but in this podcast, you were totally against it. Like you were saying like no, like
I have no
they'll be like,
idea.
why'd you switch up?
Nah, this is the story's gonna be. I was young and naive. And, took a lot of growth coming from me. It's just,
The fame got to me.
you know, exactly.
I don't know. We'll see. But tune in next. Actually, next week. I feel like we should say Saturday. We're gonna be live Saturday, not Friday.
Mm.
Oh, that's the okay.
So yeah, we had it planned. Next Saturday we'll be live, not Friday night. Got some things going on Friday night, so we'll be back next Saturday for a special edition, episode 19 on the weekend. I don't know, maybe something pops off Friday.
I'm trying to figure out something.
Maybe Sunday.
Maybe Sunday. We'll
figure it out.
We'll figure it out. It will be a weekend though. We won't be live Friday. That's all. That's the main thing to take away here. We won't be live Friday 9 p.m. So don't be surprised when we're not there. But we will be live at some point next weekend. That's a promise. So tune in next week. We'll be back. Social media is down below. All that. We'll wrap it up here. Peace.
Peace.